Hello and welcome to this learning module. Today we're gonna learn about how to perform sorting in Power BI. Sorting in Power BI is very straightforward. Just click on the three dots on the top right corner of the table and we click on the sorting order that we want. Easy, right? However, what if we want to have a custom sort for our table? Let's assume we want to sort our products column in a specific order. We want to have B as the product to be shown in the table, followed by A, followed by D, and lastly C. Alright? This would be a little tricky, but if you follow along with this module, you will get it right. Okay? Step 1. We need to create a table to store our sort order. Alright? So this is our new table here, and then we just put in our B as the first priority in the sort order, followed by A, and then D, and lastly C. Alright? And then we will name this table as the product sort here. Okay? Step 2. We go to the data model viewer and we create link from this product sort table to our sheet 2 table. We will drag the product column in the product sort table to the product column in sheet 2 table. Once we are done, let's change the filter direction by clicking on this arrow button here. Just double click on this arrow button and we will see this edit relationship window open up. Alright, we will change the cross filter direction to both. Alright, step 3. Let's go back to our report under fields toolbox here. Let's go to sheet 2 and we right mouse click and we create a new column and we name it as product sort. Alright, next we're going to insert the related function into the column. This is to create the column with all the sorts values from the product sort table. Alright, step 4. Let's go to sheet 2 and we click on the product column. Alright, go to the column tools panel at the top here, click on sort by column, and then we select the product sort that we have created using the related function. Alright, and the final step is we go to the sales details table and we click on the three dots on the top right corner and we select sort by product. Alright, and yep, we get our table sorted in the specific order. Alright, that's all for now. Let's hop into the demo. Alright guys, welcome back to this learning module. Today we're gonna demonstrate on how to perform sorting based on the sorting priority or based on a custom sort with a specific sorting order. Alright, so let's click on the table and let's go to the three dots button at the top right corner. Let's click on it and now we can see there is options to sort in ascending order or to sort in descending order. This sorting is based on which column that we want to sort. Alright, for now we can see the product column is glowing, right? This is because our table is sorted according to the product column. Let's click on product to remove the sorting. let's click on these three dots again, and the table is not sorted with any of the columns here. Alright, let's click on product again, go back to the three dots button, and let's go to the sort by, and we can see our product is in bold. Alright, which means the table is currently sorted by the product column. Alright, let's go to sort by ascending here. Now we can see the order has been changed to ascending order. Alright, let's go ahead and click on sort by descending. Now we can see our order has been changed from the ascending order to the descending alphabetical order. Alright, now we can see our order has been changed from the ascending order to the descending alphabetical order. Alright, this is how we can sort our table in a very straightforward manner. If you want to have a specific sort order, step 1, we need to create a custom sort table. Alright, let's go to our format here, and let's click on enter data. Now let's rename our table name as product sort. Next, we're going to name the first column as product and the second column as sorting. Alright, for A, we want to sort it as the second in order, and for B, this will be the first priority to be sorted in the table. And let's enter into a new line by hitting the down arrow keyboard button, and we will have a new line right after the line before. Alright, so for product C, it will be the last to be sorted. Okay, let's put in 4 because we only have 4 products in this sample data. Alright, and product D will be 3. Okay, let's click on the load button here. Alright, now we can see our product sort table has been loaded into Power BI report. Okay, next, let's go to data model viewer, go to the left panel here, and the last one will be the model. Okay, let's click on it, and now if you don't have this linkage here, let me show you step by step on how to get this linkage here. Alright, let's remove this linkage here. Okay, I will click on delete, and if you want to have a proper linkage, just drag our product and drop it on top of our sheet 2 product column here. Alright, drop it right on top, and our linkage has been built. Okay, now to change our filtering direction, let's click on this arrow button here. Let's double click on it, and we can see the edit relationship table has been shown. Alright, so for this cross filter direction, let's change it to both direction. Alright, let's click on OK. Now we can see the arrow has been changed to multi-direction filtering method. Alright, let's go back to our report. We are going to add in our product sort column into our sheet 2 table here. Alright, so let's right mouse click on the sheet 2 table, and we are going to create a new column here. Alright, let's create a new column, and we are going to name this column as product. Oh sorry, this should be product sort. Alright, let's add in the function related. Okay, and this will be our product sorting, right? Let's enter and close this parenthesis here, hit on enter, and we have created our product sort column in our sheet 2 table here. Alright, next we click on this product here, and we go to our columns tool. Click on sort by column here, and we are going to sort by our product sort column. Alright, let's click on this 3 dots button, and let's sort by ascending. Alright, now we can see the first in the sorting priority is B, then followed by A, followed by D, and lastly product C. Alright, if we want to have a reverse order, we can just click on our sort by descending here. Alright, the order of the sorting will be reversed, and if you go by product C, D, and then followed by A, and lastly product B. Alright, and yep, that's all about sorting in Power BI. Thanks for watching this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next module. Thanks and bye bye. Hello and welcome back to this learning module. Today we're gonna know why do we need a calendar table in our Power BI report. A calendar table enables us to extend our report into periodical categorizations such as the year, quarter, and month. So a calendar table is very important when we have measures that requires to compute the to-date formulas such as the month-to-date, quarter-to-date, and year-to-date. To create a calendar table, let's go to the table tools at the top panel and we select new table. Next, we name the table as calendar and we insert the calendar auto function. This function here will help us to create the calendar table automatically, which will provide us the flexibility to extend our report into year and month hierarchy. Okay, do note that in order to apply time intelligence DAX functions, we need to have a calendar table. The DAX functions, which is the data analysis expressions, is a very powerful library to build our measure that best fit our requirements. We will go into DAX right after this demo about creating a new calendar table. That's all for today. Thanks and bye bye. Now if you are interested to know more about analytics, you can subscribe my YouTube channel where I will be sharing more info about analytics. Alright? So subscribe my channel here so that you can get more info about analytics. Alright? So yep, once again, thanks for enrolling into this course and I hope to see you in my YouTube channel. Alright? So yep, that's all for today. Thanks and bye bye. Alright guys, welcome back to this demo. Today we're gonna show you how to leverage DAX to create measures that best fit our requirements. Alright, let's try to create two measures here. One will be the month-to-date measure and the other will be the year-to-date measure. Alright, so before we begin the demo today, let's go to our data model to check if our linkage has been properly connected. Alright, so in order to use DAX time intelligence functions, we need to have a calendar table and the calendar table has to be connected with our fact table. Alright, so this is well connected. If your tables are not connected, please drag the calendar date column on top of the sheet 2 date column. Alright, drag it on top and it will be linked together. Alright, now let's double click on this arrow here and we change this cross filter direction from single to both. Alright, let's click on OK and we will go back to our Power BI report. Alright, now let's try to create a slicer. Alright, click on the slicer at the visualization panel and let's go to our calendar table and click on the date drop down again. Let's go to our month and we select on our month column here. Okay, so we will have our month slicer here. Now let's resize this a little so that we can have our month slicer in our screen. Alright, let's resize the donut chart a little smaller. Let's have this KPI cut a little smaller and let's drag the month slicer on top right beside our product slicer. Alright, this looks good. We are cool here. Now let's go to our sales details table and we go to the sum value measure. Let's deselect this measure because in this tutorial we are not gonna use the sum and sum x value and also our discount column. Let's deselect our discount column. Alright. Next we are going to right mouse click on our sheet table here and let's select on new measure. Alright. Now first of all, we are going to create our sales month to date measure. Alright. So we are going to insert the total month to date function. And this is a DAX expression. Let's take a look at the expression here. We are required to insert an expression here. Let's go to sum value. Okay. Next, we are required to fill in a date column. Alright. Let's add in our calendar date here. And let's close our parentheses here. Let's hit on enter and our measure has been created. Now we are going to add this measure into our table. Let's check on this sales month to date box and we will have our sales month to date measure in our table. Alright. Now let's try to select on October and let's see the result of the measure. Alright. Now it's returning the current month of October sales, right? Let's create one more measure to showcase the difference between month to date and year to date logic. Alright. Let's click on new measure. Now we are going to add in the sales year to date. We are going to add in the DAX total year to date function. Let's add in sum of value and let's close the parentheses, insert the comma and we fill in the calendar date column. Alright, let's close our parentheses again. Let's hit on enter and now let's hit on our sales detail table. Let's click on the sales year to date checkbox and yep, basically a month to date will show us the current month sales and our year to date will be an accumulation starting from January until October. Alright, let's click on September and the results will be accumulated until September for our year to date sales. Alright, for month to date, the table will show us the month to date sales on September. Alright, so DAX is a very powerful expression builder. With this simple DAX function, we have created two different set of periodic logical expressions. Alright, this is very cool, right? And yep, that's all for the lesson today. Thanks for watching this video and I can't wait to see you in the next module. Thanks and bye bye.
Hello and welcome back to this learning module. Now let's talk about the chart interactions in Power BI, and by default all slicers is set to be able to filter across all visuals within a page. So for example, let's select on B and all our charts will be filtered to the results only for product B. Alright. However, what if we want a specific visual to not react regardless of which slicer value that is selected? For example, for this card visual, we do not want the month slicer or this product slicer here to affect the value in the card, because we want this to be the grand total of sales throughout the whole year, right? So we need to set our slicer to not react with this card visual. Alright, now let's click on the slicer and let's go to formats. Alright, now we can see there's an edit interactions under formattings here. Alright, let's click on it and now we can see there's a cancer like icon appears at each of the charts, right? So let's click on the icon for the card visual. Let's click on this. Alright, and now we can see that even if we have selected the slicer for product C, our card visual is not affected. Alright, Let's try again for our month slicer here. Let's click on October. This card is still reflecting the value for October. Alright, let's click on this none icon here, and we can see now our card is not affected by any of the slicer here. Alright, so this is a very cool feature. We don't want the visuals to actually have any reaction when we click on the slices. Alright, so yeah, this is an example that we quite oftenly use when we create a KPI card, but we don't want our slicer to actually affect our results in the KPI card. Alright, and yeah, that's all for today. Thanks and bye bye. Hello and welcome back to this learning module. Today we are going to learn how do we create a button in this landing page here. So we are gonna create a button that will help us to navigate from this landing page to our main page. Okay, so let's begin. So on this insert tab here, we can see on the elements there is a buttons here. Alright, let's click on these buttons and we select on right arrow. Okay, let's check on this. Let's select this, and now let's expand this a little bit bigger. Okay, now let's enable this button text here. Okay, so let's click on this button text arrow button here, and we can insert our button text here. Alright, let's insert main page here. Alright, so if we want our button text to actually align to the left, we can click on this horizontal alignment. We can change this horizontal alignment to left. Alright, now our buttons is overlapping with our button text. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the icon here. Okay, let's click on right. Yep, this looks good. Maybe for our button text here, let's give it an extra font here. Oops, this looks too big. Let's give it 20 or maybe 22. Yeah, 22 looks nice, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our action to our button. Alright, let's click on action here. Alright, now let's click on this drop down here, and we're going to select page navigation. Alright, and for this destination we're going to select main page. Alright, let's make this a bit smaller. Yep, this looks great here. And now let's click on control and click, and let's see we can go to our main page. And yep, this, after clicking on the button, it leads us to the main page here. So after we have published this report here, we doesn't need to actually use this control and click. We can straight away click on this button here to bring us to the next page. So the reason why we need to use control and click here, because when we click on this actually opens up the properties within the buttons. Alright, so if we want to navigate to the next page and we want the action to actually works, we need to click on control and click on the button. Alright, yeah, that's all for today. So thanks and bye bye. Alright guys, welcome back to this learning module. Today we're gonna talk about how do we create variables inside a measure. So what is a variable? Okay, a variable is actually an unknown. Okay, it's just like how we do algebraic expressions during our formal school. Alright,
So variable is an unknown where this unknown actually exists in our measures to actually simplify the whole process. So let's say we have a variable, we have two variables, a plus b equal to c. Okay, we can actually set what is the variable a, what is the variable b to get our final result c. Alright, let's start. So we can create a variable by right clicking on the table and click on the new measure here. Alright, let's start off with a name here. Let's call it variable. Alright, now to call out a variable we use a let function. Oh sorry, it's not let function, it's just var. Alright, so let's say we have var a equal to 100, and then we have var b equal to 100. Right now we're going to return a plus b. Okay, so what did this actually return? Alright, let's check it out. Let's create a card visual. Let's drag it upwards and put it right beside our table, and let's check on this variable measure here. Alright, this will return 200. Okay, this will return 200 because our var a is 100 and var b is 100. Alright, so when these two is added together, it will give us 200. Alright, what if this is a string here? Alright, let's check it out. What is the result of this variable here? Alright, let's hit on enter. So this will actually return a result of 200. Alright, so there's no difference between adding a double quote or without having a double quote inside our variable. Alright, now if we really want to have a text here, alright, what will this return to us? So it just return an error here because we couldn't add these two together. Alright, we couldn't add a text and a numeric variable together. Alright, it just return error. Alright, and also one more point, that a variable can only be used within a measure itself. Alright, if we want to call a variable outside of the measure, it won't work. Alright, so let's say I'm creating a new measure here and I would want to call out the variable a and variable b inside this variable measure here. Alright, so I want to call a plus b. Alright, it didn't work this way. Alright, so the variable is only recognized within a measure itself. Once you come up from that measure, Power BI will not recognize this variable anymore. Alright, and another cool feature of using variable is because we can easily manipulate this variable value here without changing our base formula. Alright, if our base formula is very complex, let's say we have a plus b minus with a minus a times b, and I don't know, right? Just a very complex example of measure can go. So our base formula looks like this, and if we want to change a base value here one by one, is going to consume a lot of time here. Okay, so once we have set up the variable, we can actually change our base value of the variable here. Alright, so that each of them here will be reflected accordingly. Alright, so if we don't have these two variables here, we are going to have a very hard time to change all these values here one by one. Alright, just a very simple example. I'm going to change this to 50. Alright, let's hit on enter, and Power BI will straight away work out the variable value for us. Right, this is super cool, right? And yeah, that's all for today, and I hope to see you in the next lessons. Thanks and bye bye. Alright guys, we have reached the end of our course here. Alright, So congratulations, you have did a very wonderful job there for being patient and reach the end of the course with me together. Alright? So before we go apart, I would like to thank you for enrolling into this course, and I really appreciate for you to be together with me in this course. So hope you can apply some of the techniques that I have showed you throughout the course, and also how to create bookmarks and buttons. Okay, I hope you learned something from this course, and with your outstanding creativity, I am sure you can build a more fascinating Power BI report than me. Lastly, please excuse my pronunciation. I know it's a bit off, and I will do better from time to time. Alright, and yeah, that's all. So thanks again for enrolling into this course, and I hope to see you in other courses very soon. Okay, so yeah, thanks and all the best to all of you.